Hey guys, welcome back. So last time we got the bow that I can't pronounce the name of. What I actually edited out of that was, aside from multiple hours of pausing and running off to get dinner and stuff, is I opened that box like 5 or 6 times and got 10 gold out of it. So that's pretty annoying. Also, I just noticed that the total time played counters have reset or glitched, or so I don't know what's going on with that. Just ignore those. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with this. Fran's hanging out right next to the thing here. If you talk to her, she warns you that, you're not going to be coming back for a while. Balthier's kind of a jerk. So in order to launch this, you don't go talk to the attendant. You could, if you want to go back to, well, actually not that one, that's the one we just took. But if you fly back from where we landed, you can talk to one of the other sisters. But you can do that quest at any time. Not too worried about it, since you can't complete it till later anyway. So go talk to Balthier and it will start a chain of things. Just tell them you're ready, and you can get more information if you want, but just I'm ready. So once we leave, we won't get back for a while. So they're pretty good about, making sure you know it's essentially a point of no return. I mean, you can come back later, but for a while you're going to be stuck. I'm really ready. Make for the mines.
Whoa. This is the Stroud. She airship enough for you?
The Straw. You really are a sky pirate.
Well, the headhunters seem to think so. What's a good word? Is she ready?
So is she armed? How fast is she? Could you take the Ifrit?
I suppose I could tell you, but... wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
Yeah.
Fran, our course.
The shortest way is over Dorstones.
How flies, Boucherba?
Oh, she's free as can be, for now. The Empire took notice when they announced the princess's unfortunate suicide and your untimely execution.
If it becomes known that I'm alive, the Marquis will lose their favor.
We'll try to steer clear of such things. Right, it's time to fly. And no wagging tongues or you'll like to bite them off.
I'm coming, Penelope.
So much of a Star Wars vibe from this game. It's crazy.
You've seen to her feeding, yes?
I have, my brother. She eats well.
See that she does. We need her alive. Balthier's bait must be fresh.
I keep trying to tell you. I barely even know who Balthier is.
My brother, a message come from Ravenaster. The Strahl, she set sail. She makes straight for the sky city of Boucherba.
Barely know, was it? Yet Ala Tracy goes bounding off for you. Tell me, how could that be?
That's what I'd like to know. I just met him that one time and that's
Does
it.
that tongue never stop? What if we plucked it from your head? As for you, we need Balthier alive. His corpse fetches but half the bounty.
A tender beaten, my specialty.
There's no fun for it if we can't tease out a scream or two.
are you?
No disintegrations.
Easy.
No good, he's not here. Keep searching. This way.
You're a dead man. Don't forget it. And no names.
Of course.
Alright, so there's not a ton to do before you get into the mines. There may be some shops you can stop at. They have some things, and then a bunch of videos are going to be playing, so I probably won't be saying much.
The Lusu mines are just up ahead. Though, I do hear there's not much left there these days.
You're on your way to the mines? Then please allow me to accompany you. I have an errand to attend to there.
What manner of errand?
What errand? I might ask the same of you.
Right. Come on then.
What?
Excellent.
Do me a favor and stay where I can keep my eye on you. Should be less trouble that way.
For us both.
So what's your name?
Oh, I'm Lamont.
Don't worry. I don't know what's in that mine, Lamont, but you're in good hands. Right, Bosch?
So, with the gas I was mentioning before, the guests will have gambits where they use items. In the original one, they had their own unlimited stock, which was super cool. In this case, though, I don't want him using my potions every time he gets a little bit injured, so he can just not do that. What I will do, though, because he has a very cool skill, let's go to Mini, here, go to, where are the skills? There we go, Shades of Black. Uses one random black magic combo, which could be anything. So yeah, that's pretty good. Turn those off, I'm gonna need them. I will put this underneath there, so he's doing the heals and whatnot. And then if there's no one to be healed or anything, he'll just nuke things with Shades of Black, which is pretty cool. It's also nice that you can still control the party members' gambits as well, so you don't have to worry about them doing some weird shenanigans. So you see there's a red line there, you can't keep going that way. You can go in the armor shop. We also have a person to talk to here, a little Moogle, to accept the hunt. But we're not going to worry about that until after we're done with the mines. We'll just see if there's anything in the armor shops we want to get. Like, that ain't bad, +2, sure, whatever. Oh, is that wrong shit? Hey, shield they can use. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of those. And equip them. There we go. That'll be helpful actually, because these skeletons can do a fair amount of damage, at least at first. The weapon shop, I'm not worried about that. I do want to check the magic shop though. Somewhere around here is the Cartographer. I think he's actually in front of the mine, though. He might be by the aerodome as well. I know he's at the mine, so I'll get him there. It's fine. The magic shell, protect, which we will almost never use, really. In the original game, if you're running through the Necro Hall or whatever, trying to get the Zodiac Spear super early, you definitely want Shell and Protect. In this run, because we're not doing that, it should be fine. Check the techniques. Charge. So yeah, that's I pointed it out on license board earlier. If you're super low on mana, you could use that. Like if Fran's my healer, let's make a new one here. Self or the self rules? Did I pass them? Yeah, self. Meta points below 10%. Go ahead and use charge. Well, she can't because she doesn't have it open yet. But anyway, and that would be a last ditch. Well, I guess if I have no other choice, I'll pick that up later. I'm too worried about it at the moment. She's not going to be using much mana anyway. Not yet. But yeah, that's a good way to set that up. If you have no other choice and you're out of mana, you gotta do something. Oop, you go that way. My bad. I don't need the gambit shot. Alright, so here's the Cartographer. I would definitely like a map of the mines, thanks. Actually, that's of the city, I think. Yeah. The city's complete. And we want one of the mines because the place is big. We can only access about half of it right now, but we'll want the thing for later. This dude sells nothing useful really, but we will be selling stuff to him a whole lot. Go ahead and save. And go ahead into the mines. I think a video is going to play.
The Lusu Mines, one of the richest veins in Ivalice.
Under Imperial Guard, no doubt.
Actually, no. With but few exceptions, the Imperial Army is not permitted within Bujerba. Well, shall we proceed?
So the mines are an interesting place. I'm gonna leave the large map up so I can show you stuff.
You will forgive me for asking, but you are diverting the purest of the Magicite.
I can assure you it reaches Lord Vane most discreetly.
Ha! You wear your saddle well.
Be that as it may, I have no intention of being bridled, Your Honor.
Then you prefer the whip? Stubbornness will see not only you broken, Excellency, but Bujerba as well.
Halim Ondor IV, the Marquis of Bujerba. The Marquis served as mediator at the negotiations of Damascus' surrender. It would appear that he is somewhat less neutral now.
They say he's been helping the resistance.
They say many things.
You're certainly well informed. Who did you say you were again?
What difference does it make? We have to find Penelo.
And Penelo is your...
She's a friend. She was kidnapped and taken here.
The Lusu mines. Alright, so there are a couple of hunts in here. We'll worry about that later. There are some other things like abilities. These bats are annoying. Over here, this chest should have silence. There we go. I could have gotten that in the Damascus Easter Sand, but I really couldn't use it until around now anyway. And on top of that, if I really wanted silence, I could just use the Main Smasher, so it's whatever. In order to continue, you gotta go through the second one of these deals, otherwise you'll come out and find whatever gate you're way. Okay, he does have that little symbol next to his health bar. And that's why you want to have that on. Is that red glowing deal? That's a trap. You never know what the traps are. Some of them you might, because it could be the same thing every time. That one was an explosion trap. One of my party members set it off because they're morons. As you can see, we're already leveling from just a few kills, which means this is going to be a really good grinding. Yeah. That there should be numerology. Okay, so numerology is a weird one. All right, so numerology is one of those ones with like a hidden mechanic in the background. So what it does is you use it and it does garbage attack, right? So you're like, why would I use this again? Well, every time you use it, it doubles the damage it's done. Up to the 16th hit, where it hits for about 130k, and then on the 17th one, it'll always miss and then reset. There's no counter in game that you can see, you just gotta keep track of it yourself. Resetting the game does not reset the counter, and all the party members share a single counter, so if like one person uses it, somebody else uses it, that does push the counter to on like a global thing. And then I still have diamond armor, don't I? And then it'll reset after the 17th one. It'll reset. So here's the thing. That sounds really awesome. Like you could build it up to like do your 15th hit and then go into a boss fight and smack it with your 16th one for 130k, and breaking the damage cap and just destroying the boss. Yeah, but its accuracy is real bad, so the chance of it actually hitting is very low. But because it's just one skill, you use it one time, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then it didn't. There's no reason to not set it up. Alright, so this is the grinding spot. If you first come here and you've never played the game before, you'll be very overwhelmed because these skeletons just will not stop spawning. But that's actually a good thing for you. What you're going to want to do is run up and down the bridge and just kill them all as they spawn. The more you spawn, the more you kill, the higher your chain there will get until your like little bags of bone fragments and stuff turn into gold coins or silver coins, bronze coins, and then gold coins, which is why you're seeing gold coins here drop. Somewhere around 150-ish kill chain, you're going to max your inventory for bone chips. You'll have room for 99, but just keep doing that. While I was doing this, I was also spinning the LP on the license board. I wanted all of the hit points, the battle lore, the magic lore, any kind of passives that might be useful. But just run up and down and kill all these things until they won't spawn anymore. I usually do it until I can go all the way to the top and then all the way back down without a spawn. Don't exit out the north though, because that will continue the story. You don't want to do that just yet. At one point, I actually went through and gave Balthier the Seitengrat because it's way more powerful, and it's just for farming. So who really cares if you kill these things the cheaty way? They just gotta die, right? What we're looking for though is Bosch's sword on the very bottom of this row, and that's gonna take a while. But let me show you how to respawn these guys real quick. You just hold down flee because you don't want to attack the bat that's on the other side of the southern zone because you want to keep your chain going. And then you run out to the second zone, and you're holding forward, right? So when you go through, as soon as the screen turns white, hold down. As soon as the screen turns black, hold up, and you'll just keep running without any animation delay, and that's a whole lot faster. So just keep doing that until you've farmed to your heart's content, and every time your bags are full of bone chips, go and sell them. Alright, so I wanted to show you real quick. When you come out of the mines, Lamont will tell you off. Don't worry about him. So one run took, whatever my clock said last time the menu was open until now. And my inventory is completely full of these bone fragments. Also picked up a whole bunch of iron helmets. You can even wear that. You cannot, but we have 6 of them now. Anyway, you get a bunch of those too. So I want to show you what happens when you sell all that stuff. Just the bone fragment stack is 19k. And you'll get one of those every 150 or so chain, which doesn't take long. So I will go ahead and sell the stuff off, run back over, farm some more. Just want to get to the point where my knight can use the Cartographer, whatever that sword was. Anyway, kill the mic and get back to it. Not sure how long, probably about an hour, something like that. Not too bad, really. I have already purchased all 3 of the things that were in the bazaar. Go ahead and sell off this stuff, so we have more monies to buy the things later. And then we will go to the license board here and pick up Cartographer. Want that for sure. This right here is what I was telling you about before, sight unseen. So if you have melee characters, what you can do is put self status equals blind, use that skill if they have it, of course, and they'll do, they'll still be useful blind, or you can just have your mages cure them if you want. This guy also has a ton of extra hit points somewhere around here. There's a bunch of hit points hiding over here. They're kind of expensive. I'll pick them up as I go. I'm not worried about trying to grind that out or anything. Let's see, what else did I do? He picked up the thief cuffs and the gauntlets I got as a reward over here on accessories 8 as well. Went and got all his battle lore. I'll spend his other points in a sec. Like hit points. I always want more hit points. Some of these skills are the passives, I guess, not skills, are either kind of odd, situational, or just flat out stupid. Unfortunately, with the Shikari build, the quickenings here are blocking all of the good swords here, except for that one. I'll definitely be getting that so I can get the Yagu Darkblade. But the other quickenings I'm not positive about yet. And same thing when you get Espers unlocked, they'll show up in one of these blank slots so you can get over to some of these other things. But the thing is, when you get a quickening or you pick up an Esper, that blocks it off for anybody else. So if anybody else is trying to get to something that's behind, say, the same quickening, they wouldn't be able to get to their thing that's behind it. So you gotta double check that on your things. With Balthier, just going around grabbing random things a little bit. I went and grabbed all of these battle lores all the way across the bottom. And man, they really buried crossbow 4 is way out there, huh? Oh, they must be pretty powerful, but I'm not super familiar with them. And then Fran, I sent her straight over here to get Ardor, because she's going to need that eventually, so I might as well grab it now while I'm thinking about it. White Magic 2 for whatever is hidden behind a quickening, which is kind of a jerk move, but I'm not too worried about it. Voxes to cure silence, and Poisona for poison, which you can do with items, so it's fine. I don't really have to have White Magic 2. And same thing, I'll just be grabbing her other stuff as I need it, or if there's something like Battle Lore might be good since she does do physical damage. And she has hit points hidden down here somewhere too, so that's something to get. Otherwise, I'm not super worried about any of her stuff that's in here. This guy was the important one to grab that, and I'll show you why in just a sec. Let me go ahead and save first. And I'm going to restart the recording just to make sure that everything is good to go and it's a fresh file. The next part is on. Go ahead and save your game, and then we'll do the next part. Alright, so I have to do a voiceover because my sound got all crazy. You need to hear what I'm saying here. So what you do is you save your setup, you exit out of the game, and you go to trial mode, and then load up whichever one you just saved, and it'll start some series of boss fights. So I wanted to show you what that Seitengrad is actually doing. I'm just going to choose one of these rats with it. I don't want to actually use it for the whole thing because that'd be a little bit overkill, and I don't expect anyone to actually have this thing. I just wanted to show you what it does. It does about 5,500. So yeah, that's a bit much for this part of the game. A little too broken even for me. And like I said, I want to keep it broken to the point to where everybody could do it without ridiculous amounts of RNG. Or if you have the PS4 version, then fill your party with them. Anyway, I switch my weapons out so I'm not using that thing. And if you go up onto the left side as you're looking at the door, so I went the wrong way here, the box is going to have a diamond armlet in it. It'll have the diamond armlet whether you're wearing the diamond armlet or not. That is the game's way of telling you that you need the diamond armlet because all of the chests in trial mode only put out the good things when you're wearing one. Otherwise, they'll put out like, arrow motes or something. The thing is, though, most of the chests really aren't worth your time, at least not to start with. But anyway, let's just finish up these rats and I'll show you the next stage. Stage 2 has a bunch of wolves. Stage 2 is an opportunity, though, where you need to switch all your gambits because we're going to save scum an item off of Stage 3. So we want to be all set up before Stage 3 starts. You're going to want to change your gambit so that you're stealing from whatever has the highest max hit points, and then change the gambits on your other party members to steal from party leader's target. And that way, when you go into the Stage 3 here, you will automatically steal from the flowering cactoid, and your buddies will attempt to do the same. If you didn't get what you wanted and you got like the long sword or the mithril blade, all you got to do is quit out of the game. Go back to trial mode and load the autosave right there. And that'll bring you right back where you started at the start of stage 3, and you can attempt to steal from the flowering cactoid again. And because your gambits are set up right, you don't actually have to do anything, your guys will just do it for you. And just continue that until you get what you're looking for. And after about a dozen or so tries, we get the Carcata, which is what we were farming LP for on Bosch. Go ahead and equip that. It is a one-handed sword with 92 attack power and does on-hit confuse almost every time. It's not quite as broken as the Seitengrat there, but it definitely will carry him till pretty much the end of the game, at least until you get better gear. It actually does about the same amount of damage Vaughn's doing with his dagger because it's twice as slow. So Vaughn does about 400 or 500, he does about 900,000, but because Vaughn can get in 2 hits for every one of his, it's actually the same amount of damage. The main thing though is that it has confuse, and you can use a shield with it. So there you go. Save scum that off of Stage 3's Flowering Cactoid. Stage 4 has a werewolf, that really big dude there in the middle. He has a Berserk Gauntlet, which you could also steal and put that on Bosch as well with his new sword for just absolute shenanigans. But it's not really worth it. So I decided to just go ahead and skip it. I did try a couple times out of curiosity, and it's his rare steal, so I don't feel like spending the time to get it. But if you want it, that's where that is. Stage 6 is the the cockatrice, whatever, the big bird there, the hunt that we couldn't do earlier. Obviously, we'd be able to do it now because things in trial mode have double the hit points and stuff that they do in normal game. But they will put petrify on you, so you're going to need golden needles to get rid of that because the status is carry through from fight to fight. Stage 6 is super simple. It's just a bunch of Imperial guys. If you take out the leader, that ends the whole fight. If you take out the mage, that helps a bunch. They're nothing to worry about. Stage 8 is a whole bunch of birds. And if you go stand in the middle of the platform where all the birds are over there, it will spawn another bird, which is a rare game hunt that will get you those things later. But yeah, it's a rare game that has 3 different ranged weapons you could steal. None of them are very good, and like I said, I still don't have an archer or a machinist, so I'm not worried about that at this point. But if you do, you might want to spend the time to get the stuff from them. Not the ones on the ground, the one that spawns after standing there in the middle. Its name is something amusing like I'm the Good or something like that. I'm sure I mispronounced that terribly. Stage 9 is just a trio of ghosts that aren't difficult at all, at least not this version of them. You probably have more trouble getting the chest on the side than you will killing the ghost. And stage 10 is Belias the Gigas. He is actually the first Esper you're going to get. Not from this, you'll get it from the actual storyline of the game. That version of him is a lot easier than trial mode version of him. He's weak to water, and Lamont has aqua, so that's convenient. He will put oil on all of your people and then do a massive fire attack, which, is what I plan to do with Fran later, so that hurts. The stuff in his boxes here is not really worth it. The one in the storyline mode definitely is. I'll show you that when we get there. But for now, just beat this dude down. Try not to die from the fire. And at the end of every 10 stages, you get a cool little reward. For this one, we get 1,000 gil, 10 high potions, and 15 handkerchiefs, which is good because you need the handkerchiefs to get oil off. So the chest behind the frog, you can see it over there on the far right, out there in the distance. That chest has either a technique or a spell, and I don't recall which one. Either way, it is definitely worth getting that chest if you can kill this frog. I can't at this point in the game, so I just go ahead and quit out. But if you're able to get the chest and kill the frog, and then you died on stage 12, it would be fine, because you just load game from the menu, and you load up the red one. And if you had gotten to stage 12, you'd load the autosave. And when you load into the game from the red one of trial mode, it loads you in with all your stuff, including your status effects and stuff, so that's a thing. But now that Bosch has the Carcoda, he's going to use that pretty much until we get like the Excalibur or something, because that's gonna last the whole game. That's a very, very good sword. But that'll do it for trial mode. You can still farm at this point. You could do trial mode a bunch more if you want. As long as you don't continue north past the skeletons, you can mess around for as long as you want doing this stuff. But that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.